Good morning, everybody. I am here just as usual, notifying our followers, that we're going live. You know how it is. We need to remind you. It's a really good reminder just to say hello, good morning. We are going live in a few minutes. And if you would like to participate, it would be interesting for you to find out what's going on today on the Morning Blessing program. So here we are, hoping you can join us this morning and see what you could come up with. It's amazing how much the Morning Blessing means to all of us, especially it means a lot to me. It means I'm bringing you something that is amazing and wonderful for you, something that I took time to think about and to work on, something that's going to make you feel a lot better. Something that just makes you feel there's somebody who cares about how you are going today. And you might have that already in your life. Good morning. How are you this morning? I was just talking a little bit about the morning blessings and why I do it. So sometimes we do things like that. We wake up, we plan things, you take on a challenge, and you're doing, so good morning, Yoko, and you're doing something different. You're doing something that will help somebody else, and it also helps you. So although you might say to yourself, whatever I do today is for me, it always rebounds and it always goes like this. It has tentacles and it goes out to others in the world and it comes back to you. So we all have to remember every morning what we send out to the world returns. Don't forget that. Don't forget what you're sending out returns. So here you are. And good morning. Good morning, Debbie. Here you all are. So today is another fabulous Thursday. It's the 29th of April. Imagine. It's already almost the end of the month of April. I have a reminder, and my reminder is to know from May 1st until May 31st, we are going to talk about gratitude. I am going to teach you how to make gratitude be the power force of your life. The reason why I'm doing this is also for me. This is a huge birthday for me. And I have a lot of reasons and things to be grateful for. And I wanted to share with you how to get gratitude into your life. So from May 1st until May 31st, we're going to talk about gratitude and how to be grateful, when to be grateful, show you what it is, because I'm sure you're hearing a lot about gratitude every day all over the world in everything we do, think, and say. So this is one of the reasons why it's important that you get in here and learn the art of being grateful. It is not just being grateful. There's an art to doing it. There's a way to do it. And I'm going to teach you. I have done it myself. And this is why I'm able to teach you. I think that is a wonderful 31-day gift I can give to all over the world. When you get it, share it. So here we are, and it's good morning to everybody. Again, it's another beautiful morning, as you know. And what was your greeting to self today? Here, I noticed we have a couple new people today. Names I don't recognize yet. And because of that, good morning, Corinne. Just in case you haven't heard, Corinne, May 1st to May 31st is Get Out Your Gratitude Journal. I'm going to teach, and I hope you can share with us, because you went through it when we did it last year, I think, or the year before. So I'm doing it for my entire month of May, my birthday. I'm going to show everybody how to be grateful, when and what. Anyway, I'll be repeating it all for the next few days, and you'll get the thing. I know you have a special book and pen, and everybody does. So anyway, how did you greet yourself this morning? So on the morning blessing, we have something I ask you guys to do, and we all share it. How did you greet yourself this morning? Did you go in and say, hello, here you are? Because it's so important to greet yourself in the morning, because you're the first person to see you. You're the first, good morning, Donato. You're the first person to love you in the morning. You're the first person to say something wonderful to yourself in the morning. So how did you greet yourself today? Did you say, here I am a champion? Did you say, I am wonderful, I'm special, I'm amazing? And how did you do that? Because the purpose of greeting self is to give yourself that wonderful gift and talent, a wonderful sweetness that you're sending to yourself. And no one can ever take this back from you. So if you step out into the world and you meet an aggressive person that is trying to deflate you or to preach or to tell you all the reasons why you cannot be who you want to be, then you have already decided, I am. You have covered your bases. So that just reflects, it goes right back to where it comes from. So whenever you prepare yourself to face the day, those of you who read Lord of the Rings, you know when he said to him, you never know what you're going to meet when you step out of your door in the morning. And that's for that reason you need to greet yourself with a wonderful greeting, a blessing, whatever you want to call it. A gift to self is to say, hello, here you are. You look stunning today. Another day to go out there and do what you do best. So anyway, and then we have our mantra. I have been pushing you guys for years and months. I've been saying the mantra for today. And I've been asking you to do your own mantra. And I don't know how well we're doing with that. And I'm sure some of you are doing it. So here is my mantra for today. I am choosing the life of my choice. I am working on the life of my choice. I am creating the life that I choose. So you have different ways you can do it. Those of you who have never done a mantra, make sure your mantra has the word I am. Claim your mantra for yourself. I am choosing the life I want. I am focusing on my life. I'm creating the life of my choice. It's always I am. I am means claiming I am. That is the name of God. You're claiming you're part of this great creation because you were created that way. So I am. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to drop in and remember counting on yourself. So your morning blessing for you today is peace. P-E-A-C-E. Finding peace in uncertain times. I'm bringing that blessing for you today because I had this conversation yesterday and somebody who called and were just chatting with me and they were talking about not being peaceful. Good morning, Rose. How are you this morning? Thanks for joining. They couldn't find peace. They couldn't connect with peace in their life at all. The troubling times we're living in is really weighing hard on a lot of people. But the peace is not outside of you. We need to understand that. You can find peace wherever you are. It's very difficult for me to transfuse that into somebody who does not see peace, who lets the outside world affect the inside world. That is really common, but very difficult to overcome. So it's a common phenomenon that people let everything that's happening outside of them affect the internal part of them. Once anxiety and stress and those things affect you internally, it causes diseases, high blood pressure. It causes you to be suffering from anxiety, hypertension. You start breathing and you don't know why you're getting this way. And that is exactly the experience I had. And it really, really frightened me. This was this person who suddenly lost all hope of peace. She said, I feel like I'm going through a turmoil inside of me. So I decided, let me show you how to find your peace. Let us drop in on peace itself and go in there and find it. We cannot prevent others from behaving the way they want to be. We cannot stop others from being the person that they are. We cannot stop the world in the situation where it is right now. We cannot make the government make different choices that would maybe serve us better. We have to follow rules. So there's all of these things we can't. So when this person came up with this, that she was just, I had to go back and think, what can I offer her? What can I do to bring her back, to level her back to the top? She seems to be sinking in something she is not able to come out of. And when I realized that, good morning, hello, I decided, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I said to her, and her husband came on the phone at the same time. So I had both of them. and one was talking above the other. So I had to ask them to be quiet. Let us get this first. So I understand what you're going through. Do you know the serenity prayer? She said, yes, I do. I said, good. I said, the first line of the serenity prayer is how you have to live right now. Just grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. I said, so you have to find serenity in your space right now. Serenity in your life right now. Serenity in your whole being right now. There are things we cannot change. There are things we just have no control about. And we have to do it with serenity. Trying to control something with rage never works. It comes boomerang. It just boomerang right back. It comes right. You throw it, it comes back. It's like a boomerang. So if you cannot control what you are experiencing, what can you control? Turn off the news. Good morning, Lisa. Watch it a little bit less. You know, her husband is just saying, all we hear is what we cannot do. And I'm hearing these two voices and I am trying to calm them down. So I said, you guys need to breathe. Just take some deep breath and relax. And I said, your husband, make a cup of tea. And let me just keep talking to your wife since she's the one that called me. And I said, you cannot control all of this that's happening in the world. You need to find peace. You live in a beautiful home. I said, is there a spot in that home that you can just sit and be by yourself or be together? My husband and I sat in the garden a lot. We just sat and we would just be there together, enjoying the serenity around us. So I had to push her back and say, find your spot where that brings you all that peace. She said, when I sit and I look out the window in my living room, I can see the world going by. And that calms me down. So I said, well, then use it more. But then I told her, you need to go in and connect with yourself. You're connecting with everything on TV. I asked, how is the TV on? Yes. What is it on? CP24. I said, well, how can you take this all day long? She said, well, we turn it on so we know what to do, where to go. I said, you have to stay home. That's the news we have. So stay home. And I said, no, try to connect with the deeper person inside of you. Try to connect with that peace inside of you. How do I do that? No, this woman is 80 years old and she has not found out how to connect with peace. And all of you standing here today are not close to her age. I told her I was going to talk about this today. She couldn't find the peace in her. And she's gone through all those 20 years, 4 times 20, and she still hasn't found peace. And I said to her, when do you plan to do this? When do you plan to live in serenity? And she doesn't know how. So I told her, okay, so you start with breathing. You start with breathing. And how do you breathe, she said. And I was flabbergasted. I showed her how to breathe. You bring it in, you take it out, and you let it go. And I did that with her for about 10 times. And she said, all of a sudden my shoulders feel so much lighter. I said, of course. You're releasing this. Now let us connect. You pray, you say. So let us connect to the God within you. Let us connect with the God. She said, God is within me. I said, but he made you. You're part of him. So we sat there and I tried to tell her, no, think of peace. Touch your heart. Put your hand on your heart. See if you can feel the beating of your heart. No, this is not somebody I know. This is somebody who told her to get in touch with me. Because the person said to her, I do the morning blessings. So get in touch with her. That's what I watch every day. She said, I can't watch it at 8, but I turn it on and I play it at 9. And she said, call her. And she called and I spoke to her. I said, touch your heart. See if you can calm the beating of your heart. Concentrate on that. The husband came in, he brought the tea, he sat down and he just listened. And then he stopped talking because he was talking a lot before. And they sat there and I said, no, just sip on the tea. Now let's go back and see what is good about you. What is wonderful in your life? What is great in your life? And silence. I'm asking and I'm waiting. 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I said, okay, I need you to tell me what is the most wonderful and amazing thing you have in your life right now. And the husband said, each other. And I said, there you go. I said, there you are. You have each other. So I said, take your hand and reach across and hold the other hand. Just hold your hands. And be grateful that you have a living hand in your hand you can touch. And it's not a memory of a hand. Touch that hand. And just realize the contentment that you have to know he could go to the kitchen and bring you a cup of tea. And both of you are now sitting. None of you are sick. You can walk. You're taking care of that. So breathe again and look at each other and be grateful and show a little bit of love and compassion. I said, you have to deal with that. Now let's get out of the two of you. What is around you that you're grateful for? Not your possessions. What else? Our children. They phone every day. I said, well, there you go. Be grateful that you have children who remember who you are, who call you and say, hi, mom, hi, dad, how are you coping? Then your husband said, I think the answers we give them are worrying them. I said, well, I am asking you to tell them you're wonderful. Tell them you're alive. Tell them we woke up this morning, we made tea. Tell them we sat down and we contemplate. Tell them we were thinking of when we first met as lovers and how we went through. Tell them we were thinking of them when they were little girls. Speak about something that will make them smile. And this conversation went on for about an hour. And I just had to stay with them because I saw it was easing and I saw they were feeling a little better. Then she said to me, can I call you tomorrow? I said, tomorrow is a very busy, tight day, but I gave you some tools to use. If you must call me, try, and I will see if I can spend some time with you. But I need you to go in and find that God inside of you. Find peace. Peace is there. It is not outside of us. Whatever we are looking for is always inside of us. And this is what I want to stress this morning. The turmoil is the turmoil, is the turmoil, is the turmoil it is. It's not going to change until it is ready to change. That is what we have to understand. The restrictions are there. The world is kind of shut down, and that should give us time to go inside and find the world inside of us. With the closing of this world, we need to open our heart and find us. We have been rushing and rushing since 100 years before the last pandemic, and now we have the opportunity, right now, we have this opportunity for us to go in within and work into our heart and find peace and find serenity. It is quieter, there's less traffic. Enjoy that peace, because that too will change, that too will pass. And the world will get back. And heaven, I'm telling you, it is going to get back with a blast. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Are you ready for the blast? So this is the time of peace, relaxation, and connection with self. Connect yourself. Let self be your friend. Get to know you. Feel that heartbeat. It's beating. And when you know you've connected, one day you will hear it. This is such a peaceful time now that we will hear the heartbeat. It's only in peace you can hear your heart. You will feel it, but when you are in peace, you will hear the thumb that you hear when the doctor put the stethoscope on you. You will actually hear that. And the second thing you will start to feel, is your breathing. You will start to feel the air coming in, the air going out. And you can hold it, when it comes in, hold it a little bit. And then let it go slowly. The point is to find peace. But the world is at peace right now. It's at peace right now. You're not hearing of so many wars starting and going. Everybody seems to be asleep in that pandemic. Calm down. It will blast off. All the new creations are coming. And we are going to be expected to participate in them. So this is a rest period, much needed. Even the pollution levels are down. The aggravation levels may be amongst family that had it got worse, but people are working. There are opportunities. There's ways to cope with it. There is a couple in their 80s who has each other and never thought to look to their left or look to their right. And that is what people must do. That person that woke up this morning next to you, or the friend that picked up the phone and called you, that is something to be grateful for. But there is one thing this lady said, and I stopped her. And when she realized what I showed her that she had, she said, well, I have to be grateful because, and the minute she went with because, I stopped her because I just knew where this was going. Gratitude is not comparison of others. I told her that. And then I said, what were you going to say? She said, well, I was going to tell you of a friend. I said, well, that is why I stopped you, because I know you were going to tell me of a friend. I don't want to hear about your friend that does not have what you have. That is not being grateful. That is comparing yourself to somebody beneath you or somebody that's lesser than you in your mind. And I said to her, you might think and see the open thing that your friend doesn't have, but do you know what she has that you don't have? And she said, I never thought of it that way. I said, your responsibility is this man and your family right there. That is what you have to be. You're grateful for the world and the peace and everything. But do not compare yourself to someone who is lesser and greater than you. Like those people say, I am grateful for what I have, but so-and-so has so much better than me. So-and-so has a nicer house than me. Praise God and be grateful for whoever you believe your God is. It could be the universe. I'm so grateful I have a roof over my head. That's all. So I had to teach that to her. So you see why we need a whole month of gratitude. Gratitude, when you start being grateful for what is in front of you, what is in you, what is around you, what is within your reach, what is away from your reach, you will be surprised of how your life will change. Gratitude is a key that opens the door to joy. The more gratitude you have, the more joy you will feel. The more gratitude you send, the more joy you will feel. So peace is something you have to find within you. Nobody has it outside of them. So take the time. Take some time. Sit in solitude. Sit with somebody you love and care for, or somebody you just like talking to. And sit, make a cup of tea, drink a cup of water, have a glass of wine. Whatever it is that you do that will bring you that peace, find it. It does not have a price. It is so priceless. It cannot be bought. But when you don't have it, you will miss it. And you will have to get medication to bring it back, which will numb your senses and you cannot enjoy peace. So you need to connect with peace. I'm asking you, take the time, walk in solitude, go for a walk. And when you go for a walk, look at those eyeballs of yours that can see the thing, the squirrel, the chipmunk, the annoying things. Look at it. Look at what people are doing. Open up yourself. Wear a mask. And no, people are waving you. When they cross the street, they're acknowledging that you stepped aside, so we have that 6 foot apart. We couldn't do that. Corinne and I would go walking, and out of mischievousness, we would say hello, and everybody, hello. They didn't expect the hello. No, people are waving. They cannot say hello. You don't know who is behind the mask. It's like everybody's like a bandit, but everybody's waving. Find peace, find joy. Go and find your peace, because it's not bought. You cannot pay a price for it. It's not outside of you, it is within you. And don't let those things that are outside of you get inside of you and take away your peace. Because when you lose your peace, you lose your joy. When you lose your joy, you lose hope. And when you lose hope, where are you? So let us look at this peace and take it. And this is your blessings for today. I hope you got your golden nugget today, your black pearl. And I hope you got your rare Canadian diamond, because I didn't have far to go last night to get it. This lady called me and she handed it in my hands, all three. And today I'm giving you all three. Peace. Because when the world blasts off, you have to be on the train. So there you go. So let me see what you guys are saying about this finding your peace. There's a couple of people who joined. I don't know your names, but thanks for coming today. Phil Cath Mom and Boy Mom. Oh, Boy Mom on the Move. That is just across the street. Okay, thank you for joining. Here you go. Hi, Debbie. And Yoko Corinne joined, of course, and Donato, and hello. And Rosie came in, and V. Hera joined. Hello. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for coming. And all of the new people, thank you so much for joining. This is the pandemic has magnified all the issues. Yeah, it has, but we have to do that, forcing us to work on it. We have to forcefully ready. Thank you, Yoko. You saved her. Tessa-Marie, there's something truly special about you. Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful I met you. Thank you. You saved them. Well, I hope so. Hi, Ryan. Good morning. It is evident that you pray and, who says that? And laminate prior to these morning blessings. I don't have a choice. Wrong word meant to say contemplate. That's okay. Is anyone less or greater than you? Or is it that all in your mind? You know, Lisa, I hope you're still here. It's all in our mind. It's all in our perception. There is nobody greater and lesser than you. You know what we use to measure that? Not the human body. We use their possessions. That is what we do. When we look at somebody, we say that they're greater than us. It's not because they're greater than us. We look at their possession or what they're doing. So if they are successful, we consider them greater than us. And if they're not successful, we consider them lesser than us. But that's wrong. Because the king found the woodcutter in the forest singing and whistling. And the king asked him, how can you be so happy? And the woodcutter said, I'm happy as the day is long. I can go home and there will be a pot of food ready for me to eat. I can work all day cutting this wood in this beautiful surrounding of the forest. And the king could not get it in his mind because he's looking at this subject of his that is beneath him. And here he is dressed in all his finery and he wasn't happy. So that was a story we read as a child, right? But then look at it. We can see it in so many people. We look at people, if I go back a couple of years, we look at Anthony Bourdain. He lived a life and traveled the world and everybody loved his show. And look at, what is his name? The funny man that did Good Morning Vietnam, I think. Robin Williams. You would look at him and you would say to him, you are so good, you have so much going for you. Robin Williams, he hung himself. In modern times, bring it fast forward to this week, last month. Look at Kanye West. He has so much money. He's supposed to have the wife the world wants as the wife. Yet, there he is. He is just being self-destructing, self-melting. Nobody knows. But how many people desire to be in their shoes? So that's what I mean. When people say, they look and they figure that person is better than me. This person has more than me. This person is amazing. When you do that, what are you saying to yourself? So that's how we compare ourselves. It's funny, eh? You brought that up, Lisa. I hope you're here to hear this. And I had a conversation with a great friend too. And the friend was talking about another person that I am speaking to, I dealt with. And I had to say to the person that I come from a family where we had various degrees of people in our life. And my parents always taught us that. There were people, my dad said, you have to have friends in all different parts of life. Somebody that you think that doesn't have as much as you, but that person will stand up for you. The person that is still lower than that in stature or in money or in finance or in wealth or whatever, that person is a dear friend. So they would say in the Caribbean, you have friends in the gutter, friends on the sidewalk, friends in the street, friends in your front door, friends in your house, friends in your living room, and then there's friends in your bedroom. Meaning that you have all levels of friends. So we cannot always judge a book by a cover because somebody is brash and stuffing. They might have something in them that you can learn. There is always learning, and being associated with others that are not as affluent as you, it does not make you less of a human being. You might learn something. There is always examples in life. You might learn how not to behave, and you might learn how to behave. And there is this person that always comes on. I don't know, Samath Pujara. You want to join me? You've been telling me that for everything. And I always say the morning blessings is a blessing. So one of the things you can do is jump in at night at 7, and I'll see if I can let you in. I cannot say much longer, so you will do that. So as Lisa said, you explained it very well. This is exactly my thought. Thank you. Yes, we judge people by what they possess. But then we find out their possession does not give them the joy they need to continue their life. When Dawn she was at Penn Station, and there was a guy using the machine, and she said he was just really dirty, and the stench coming from him, people were drawing back. So she said he did his transaction, and then she stepped up. She said it was really hard, but he left his slip in the machine. So she took it out to give him, but he's gone. So she said, I had it in my hand. I did my transaction, and she said, I'm looking at the slip, and there he is with $500,000 in his account. But if you saw him on the street, you would never know he had that. So that is what we are doing with each other. So we try to live a life where we imagine those that are higher than us are better than us, but they're not. So you have to remember, it's the joy that keeps you going. I hope that couple will connect with me again. And I hope I'll check with my friend who told them I didn't get a phone number and say to them, tell them, when I get a chance, I'll chat and see how they're doing. So sending you light and joy. And that person who's coming, Samaju, I cannot just bring somebody on my live, especially in the morning blessings, because I want to keep it, it's a safe space, it's a loving space, it's a caring space, and that's how I want it to be. I don't want it to be a wild space. I don't want it to be a space where the opinions upset the participants, because all of you are special who come here. Since I don't know what you're going to bring, I cannot ask you to come in, because the morning blessings is a blessing. So sending you light and joy. Have a wonderful day. See you tonight at 7 p.m. We're going to have a fabulous, I will give you guys the topic because I chose it, and I'm hoping you guys can come in and get into the topic with me. People are saying, and Lisa, I think you might enjoy that too. People might say that I cannot create, I'm not able to create. I am not able to plan and how you choose your creations. So tonight is going to be how to get your content, how to be in the space where you create the content of your life. So that would be wonderful if you guys join. Another great morning blessing. Thanks, Lisa, and have fun, everybody. Goodbye.